Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to discuss effects in the Camsys QuickQ consoles. QuickQ has a series of effects for each attribute set available for position, color, beam, and intensity. To get started, we're going to write a simple cue. We're just going to turn our lights on, put them in a simple position so we can see what's going on, and then we're going to zoom them down just so they're a little bit easier to see. I'm going to record this to a playback, just so the lights stay on for us. We don't have to put them at full every time. Each effect type for each attribute set can be found in that attribute set across the top of the screen here. So for example, if I wanted to grab my spots and I wanted to make them move with a position effect, I would go to position. And then you'll see across the top here we have the options for position and effects. Color is the same way. You'll see a few more options here because we have our gel options for our color picker and our effects. Beam, more of the same. We're going to have a few more tabs in beam because beam is a very large attribute set. But again, here at the end, we have effects and we have some beam effects in there. Intensity looks a little different as far as the window layout because we don't have the palettes across the top. But you'll see across the top here we have faders and then we have an option for effects. Adding an effect is as simple as selecting the fixtures, going to the attribute set you'd like to put the effect on, and then picking the effect. In this case, we'll choose a circle. And you'll see that as soon as we click it, our effect starts to run. We have options on the encoders here to change the parts, the speed, and the size of our effect. We also have a tap tempo to be able to set the speed of our effect as needed. Just like anything else on the encoders, they can be adjusted on screen by dragging up and down if you have a QuickQ 10, or if you have the physical encoders on the QuickQ 20 or 30, you can use the encoders. These also have pullouts for some things like parts. We can do 2 parts, so we get kind of an even odd going on. And then our size is going to control the amplitude of our effect. If we size this circle all the way down, of course, it's going to stop. And as we bring it up and make it a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, you see that our circle gets a little bit bigger based on the start point or the position the fixtures are currently in. Once we're happy with our effect, we can hit record. And we can put this either on the Q faders or on the playbacks down below. For this example, I'm going to put it on the Q faders over here. We'll go to Q fader number 20. And we can give this a name, call it a circle effect. Once we clear out, you'll see we have our Q up here that has our lights on. And now if we turn our fader up, we get our circle effect. One very cool thing that QuickQ does for you is if you record a cue as we just did that only contains an effect. Remember, all of our values were coming from this fader. And this cue, all that we did was put the circle effect in. No position values, no intensity values, nothing. QuickQ is going to make that fader a effects size fader. What that means is rather than switching on and off real quick, off of 0, the fader now controls the size of the effects. And you can see that as I bring this up, we get a really small circle going there. And the more I bring the fader up, the bigger the circle is going to get. And at full, it'll be the size that I originally recorded it. This makes it really easy to bring effects in and out of your show and get those smooth transitions that you want to keep your show looking pretty. Other effects, such as color, have a few different ways we can interact with them. So if we go to color and we were to choose something like a green and blue effect, this effect is going to be a normal additive effect. So off of white, we're going to get green and blue. However, if we come over here to our color picker and we adapt the color of our effect, you see that we can make just a blue effect, we can make just a green effect, or we can make a varied shade of blue and green, or varied intensity. Different effects will get you different results. So if we were to do something like CMY and do the same thing, you can see that I can change my colors and tweak my effect and make it a little bit different than just a standard CMY effect. So if I wanted something like this that was kind of a magenta, cyan, blue, and amber, once I'm happy with that, again, all I'd have to do is hit record and touch a playback. We can call this color effects. Again, if I clear out, now you'll see as I bring this fader up, the color and the effect start to fade in because, again, I didn't put any intensity information into that cue. So a really great way to control your fixtures, really great way to get a little bit more out of your show. The effect will always run in selection order. So for example, if I was to reselect our spots here in a new order, I'd be able to change how that effect applies across those fixtures. So if I was to go, say, 6, 7, 5, 8, 4, 9, 3, 10, 2, 11, 1, 12, I can make that a group. So we'll record a new group up here. We'll call this group spot, and we will just put a few arrows on there to show it to center out. And there's our new group. And of course, because it's a group, we can drag it down here to make it easier to get to. And you'll see if we grab this group now and we go back to color and we add our same color effect back in, you see that the effect is now going essentially center out. And now things like parts will give us the left and right. If we turn our parts up even more, you see that we get a varied effect. There are also, in color, there are flick effects, which are very useful for creating multiple colors or maybe custom colors. The flick effect will use whatever color is currently selected on the fixtures as a background color and then apply the flick color over top of it. So if we were to come in here to our color picker and pick some sort of custom color, we could then go to effects and you see we have a red, green, and a blue and a white flick. So if I was to choose white flick, you see that I get a white bar or a white line chasing through my fixtures. Blue would give me the same thing for blue, green, and of course red. So this helps you create some custom 1-color and 2-color, and of course the color picker itself will let you modify this effect as needed. Hope you found this useful. Effects are a very fun way to make your show look better and give you a little bit more range in what you can do without having to write long chases. Give them a play, see what you can do with them. And as always, you can find us at www.campsyslighting.com.